Hi, welcome back to Everything IELTS, a series where I help you achieve your IELTS target band score. And in this video, I will be talking about my observations of the IELTS exam in 2025, also my predictions for the IELTS exam in 2026. When we reach 2026, I will have been teaching IELTS for almost 12 years. Now, there have been so many changes, and I can't tell you all the changes. I can't even remember all the changes. However, I can tell you the changes and my predictions and my observations for the year 2025 compared to 2024. And I will be telling you, of course, the predictions for 2026, as I said. So we will get back here at the end of 2026 to see if my predictions are correct. Okay. In 2024, I also made a video like this talking about my observations in 2024 and my predictions for 2025. And some of the predictions did come true. So let's get to it. My first observation is from Cambridge IELTS book number 20. Now, this year, this book was released in late June, early July, I believe. I already computerized these books, both academic and general training, on my website, practice9.co. Feel free to take the tests for free. I would say that my prediction for the general level of the IELTS exam in 2026 would be like this. The reading level will be higher. So the reading difficulty will be a little bit more than the previous years, as I noticed the difficult questions in both general training and academic IELTS in book number 20. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because Cambridge IELTS books are basically the only official test books that we have ever got from IELTS, from Cambridge, BC, and IDP. IELTS doesn't have an official test bank, which means we do not know if they are changing, or we do not have access, either free or paid, to any of the resources that IELTS has. So the only thing we can count on right now to know the exact format of the IELTS exam is through Cambridge IELTS books. And I also made a video about this year, saying that you shouldn't be starting your preparation with Cambridge IELTS books. If you're starting for the IELTS exam, it's best for you to learn the structure, to learn the strategies before applying those strategies and structures that you learn to the actual test. But I also received comments saying that they didn't practice much. They only used the Cambridge books and they got very high band scores. And I'm very, very happy for people like that. I think that they are the exceptions. But for an average test taker like myself, I don't think this is the right approach. But feel free to have an opinion of your own. Feel free to go through the process, the practice process that you feel most suitable for you. This is my advice, not only for myself, but also for my clients. And I think it is gonna save people time, money, and potentially stop people from getting so frustrated because they practice, but they do not get the band score that they need. But again, if it works for you, it works for you. Okay? The second observation is about EOR. Now, EOR is Enquiry on results. If you have taken the IELTS exam and you think that you should have a better band score, you can apply for an EOR. And upon applying, you need to pay a certain amount of money. There will not be any decrease, but if you get an increase in any of the skills, you will get your money back. I made 2 videos about this in 2025 where I encouraged people to apply for an EOR if they are confident with their exam and they think that it is a better chance for them to get an increase rather than a retake, either one skill retake or retaking the entire exam. So many people commented and I helped so many people decide to take an EOR, and a lot of people got increases in their band scores, and I'm very, very happy that I could be of any help in that process. So if you're still not confident about EOR, I want to share with you news here. So in Vietnam in 2025, all of a sudden, BC and IDP informed people in Vietnam that they had increased or they had changed the band score for a lot of test takers who did not take EOR. And most of those test takers got increases in their reading and listening band scores because of a glitch in the grading system. So it's very recommendable for you to take an EOR if you think that you can get a better band score, if you feel like you can get a better band score, because there is a high chance there is an error in the system and you will get your band score increased. But again, if you're still not confident in that, comment your scores below and I will tell you if I think you should take an EOR or not. In 2025, I did not change my opinion about BC and IDP. I still believe that if you have a chance to choose IDP, you should go ahead with IDP. But it has nothing to do with the difficulty levels of the test, of the exams whatsoever. It has everything to do with the transparency and also the test experience that I had and also my clients had. In many places, you have no choice. You have to take BC or you have to take IDP. But if you have a choice, if you can choose between BC and IDP, if I were you, I would choose IDP. My next observation is about the genuinity and the accuracy of the exam scores. I have talked about this many times, but I feel like it hasn't changed so much because for some reason, a lot of people still feel like they are not getting the band score that they deserve. Even after the EOR, they still think that they should get a better band score. So if you didn't know, after taking your IELTS exam and after getting your EOR, for example, you can request for a band score breakdown in which you will get how many correct answers in reading you got, how many correct answers in listening, and the breakdown of the band scores in terms of all the criteria for writing and speaking. One of my clients was not happy with the results of the EOR, so she applied for a breakdown in band score, and after I think more than a month, she got the results, she got the answer. But surprisingly, her breakdowns were 776, which was supposed to be 7 overall, but she got 6.5 overall. And when she pushed for that and she kept asking questions about that, she got an automated answer saying that, okay, we cannot give you further information about this, and that's all we have. We don't have any more information about this. And I feel like at one point, it did feel very unfair to my client who studied very, very hard and who tried really, really hard. But for some reason, it also happened to a few people that I saw on social media. They shared their experience on social media. So honestly speaking, at this point, the breakdown of the band scores is the last thing that you can do, is the maximum effort that you can put in to understand why you got the band score that you got. But after that, nothing can be done. And I hope that IELTS would change the policy in the future to make it more transparent and to make it more accurate, because according to their information, the band score, the overband score of an IELTS writing task would be the average of all the criteria, which means 776 would be a 7. Right? But my client got 6.5 and there was no answer after that. At one point, I just had to tell my client to accept this fact and move on. So we should always keep in mind that IELTS is an exam. It doesn't define you as a person. It doesn't define your English. And it doesn't really mean that your English is not as good as other people just because they got better or a higher band score than what you got. Sometimes some people are just luckier than you are, unfortunately. So this is the last long video of 2025, and I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year ahead of you. I wish that you will get the band score that you need for the IELTS exam in 2026. And if you are practicing for the IELTS exam, if you just started practicing for the IELTS exam, or if you have been practicing for the IELTS exam for some time, but you haven't got the band score that you needed yet, I have a guide that is free for you to use on my website, practiceline.co, called Everything IELTS, the comprehensive guide to IELTS. So go to my website and check it out. I have both versions, academic and general training. You can also join my Everything IELTS preparation plans for unlimited support and benefits. But for now, get free practice tests and a lot of free tips and tools on my website, practicesite.co. I'll see you there. For now, you have fun learning. Bye. Oh, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Bye.